Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Pop of Culture. I am your host, the Esoteric and Facetious, and I talk on subjects I'm passionate about relating to pop culture, social justice, and the human experience from a black, bisexual, millennial experience. Everything, and I mean everything I say, should be taken with a grain of salt, as I'm simply a college student who loves thinking critically and discussing the subjects I'm interested in. However, with that being said, my youth shouldn't be your sole reason to critique my views if you disagree, unless it's truly relevant. If you want to debate any points I make, let's have a civil conversation. Feel free to check out my first 6 video essay podcast on my channel. I have talked about a lot of things, processing celebrity death, losing Kobe and Aliyah, processing death from a young age, where do we go when we die. I talked on why calling certain communities toxic is inherently problematic. I talked on the death of real music. I talk on the real reason for quarantine. I talk on a lot of things on this channel, so definitely feel free to subscribe to check out all my videos. And I also have a cover channel where I sing. I'm a singer. I'm passionate about singing. I want to grow my platform, maybe turn singing into a full-time thing, who knows. So if you're interested in singing, good singing, I do throwback R&B, contemporary R&B, pop music, whatever I'm feeling, whatever y'all are feeling. So definitely check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the cards to that channel, leave a playlist where you can binge watch all my covers, leave a link in the description below. And my cover channel is also going to be linked in the channel section on this channel, so definitely feel free to check that out if that interests you. So yep, A Pop of Culture is also available on an array of podcast streaming sites, streaming services, whatever you want to call them. So go, if you want to listen to A Pop of Culture, if you want to listen to it when you're riding to work, when you're making the commute, whenever you're doing whatever you're doing, then just go to the description below, and there is a link to my Anchor page. It's an Anchor landing page, and it'll show you everywhere where it's available, everywhere you can listen to, everywhere you can stream these podcasts. So feel free to do so if that's something you'd like to do. So if you want to stay up to date with the show, feel free to follow me on Instagram at A Pop of Culture Pod, on Twitter at @_Pop of Culture, and on TikTok at A Pop of Culture Sings. And feel free to duet my TikToks, react, whatever you want to do. And yep, today's topic for discussion is the beautiful parts of the beauty community, the beauty of the beauty community, if you would. So basically, as you know from my last episode, if you watched it, or if you, as you may know, Shane Dawson did his 4-page letter about how much he dislikes the beauty community and how toxic it is. And if you haven't seen my last episode, if you haven't seen my last video, I talked about why I have an issue with people labeling communities toxic and why I feel like it was really problematic what Shane Dawson did. But basically, I wanted to talk today about some of the beautiful elements of the beauty community, the things I love about the beauty community, because I feel like we always are told that the beauty community is so negative, when the reality is I feel like the beauty community is not really any more negative than any other community. Because as I said in my first video on this topic, I feel like in this world and in this society, that's the thing that I feel is so frustrating to me. In this world and in this society, whether it be our parents, whether it be our teachers, or just, there's a lot of messages that are direct and also like almost subliminal, where basically we're told you have to fight to be the best, you have to fight to get what you want in this life, especially like if you're black. Like, we're told constantly you have to be twice as good to get half of what they have. So it's like we create this competitive environment that's can also turn very hostile very quickly because of necessity. We're like, a lot of this competition that can cause this friction, that can be turned into this quote-unquote drama, I feel like it's of necessity, because there's this uneven allocation of resources where people feel like they have to fight. They feel like they have to fight for an internship, they have to fight for a job, they have to fight for a study abroad, so that they can get this life, they can get that American dream going. So I feel like, I guess my thing is, the issue I have is when there is this friction and tension between people who are fighting to maintain what they have, the people who fought their way to get to the 1%, when these people are just the top % of the beauty community, or one of the most followed and most subscribed, it's like when these people have made it to the top, when they've had to fight their way to the top, of course there's going to be tension. There's going to be, because they're going to want to maintain that or whatever. And I'm not saying that everything that somebody has done, that these beauty YouTubers have done, is okay. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I'm going to talk about in the beauty community, I'm going to talk about some of the beauties of the beauty community, because I think there's a lot of good that happens. Because I feel like Shane wants to focus on all the negative, and a lot of other people, they just say, the beauty community went to after, after this year or after that year. And I don't actually think that's the case. I think that there's just a lot. I think there's a lot of feelings, and I want to talk on the beauties of the beauty community, and maybe I'll go into other stuff as I go on, but we'll see. But basically, the first thing I want to talk about is, I think the mutual benefit of the beauty community is something I really appreciate on this platform. Pretty much, there are YouTubers out there who've uploaded videos on pretty much everything when it comes to makeup, whether it be, let's see, primers, moisturizers, foundation, concealer, setting powder, brow products, let's see, eye primers, eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks, lip glosses, lip liners, anything that you could ever want to learn about makeup, you can learn on YouTube. Anything. And that goes for a lot of other communities on YouTube, but anything you want to learn, you have a computer, you have the access to the YouTube website, you can find it. And you're going to benefit because you're going to learn about these products, and you're going to learn about how to use these products from people who know how to use these products. And they're going to benefit in the fact that they can make a living off of this. They can even just earn some extra money. And they can also just, even if they're not at monetization status yet, they can have other people to relate to comment with. They can have something that, because I feel like for a lot of people, here's my thing. A lot of beauty gurus that I've seen, especially a lot of these bigger beauty gurus, are people who came from places like Sephora and who came from places like MAC. So I feel like a lot of these people had an interest in makeup, and they were working on somebody else's time. And there's nothing wrong with working at Sephora, MAC, or Ulta. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the thing that I guess I'm seeing through YouTube is somebody who was previously working at a store like Sephora or MAC, who is working like XYZ hours a week. Now some of these people have the opportunity where they still may be working Ultra, they still may be working at Sephora, or they, like, some of these people are able to create their own brands. Or they're able to live off YouTube full time, and YouTube and other sponsorships and things like that. And I feel like without YouTube, like, so many of these people are people who are working at MAC, and I guess there's nothing wrong with working at MAC or working at Sephora, but it's like, do you see what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like a lot of us, I feel like, growing up, you see these brands like Maybelline, you see these brands like L'Oreal, these big brands that we've just seen, and we've seen like Wet n Wild, Elf, we've seen these brands, and we didn't really see those brands come to be, and they're just kind of these brands like Estee Lauder, where they're really big, they've been owned for by these people who may have a lot of money, who have no idea who they are, who probably don't always match the aesthetic of the brand, the mission of the brand, whatever. These people may just be kind of the old white dudes who, have had a lot of money and who've grown up with the silver spoon in their mouth, right? And that's no shade, but that's just, the truth with some of these brands. So I feel like for us to see people who went from doing these hourly positions, people some of these people don't even have college degrees, and the fact that through YouTube they're able to create their brands, they're able to change their life. I feel like a lot of this is something that's to be celebrated, because the fact that somebody wanted to upload, they decided, okay, I feel like that's the thing. Like, a lot of these people, and some people obviously are on YouTube. Once YouTube became something where people knew was profitable and stuff, of course people are going to join to try to have that to earn them, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think, like, the fact that some of these people, they have some single shadows from MAC, they have some single shadows from Makeup Geek, and they created some looks. They either, whether it was on a blog or whether it was on YouTube, they created looks, tutorials, things of that sort, and because of that, they were able to build a community, and after they build a community, they were able to, create a stream of income. They were able to grow and grow and grow, and then they were able to, and I think that's wonderful. Even people who YouTube is a side hustle for them. A lot of these people, they're able to meet subscribers. They're able to, have these friends, have these connections. I feel like with YouTube, makeup, a lot of people use makeup, and there's a lot of people who obviously follow these brands and do these things. But the thing I've seen is, with a lot of these brands, a lot of this stuff is a niche interest. like, there may be a Sephora like in every town, but not everyone's going to go to that Sephora. Not everyone, and even there's indie brands, like not everyone's going to be excited that about the conspiracy series. Not everyone's going to be excited about the new Pat McGrath Foundation launch. Not everyone's going to be excited about about the new collaboration coming about. But those who are can interact and engage with each other on YouTube. Like, I remember being somebody who watched a lot of booktube reviews when I was in middle school and high school, and it was really nice to have somebody to talk about, because in a public school there's only going to be so many people who are actively engaging with the book. So some of the people, I would make friends with people who were always in the library, who also liked reading books and stuff, and like, oh, did you like that book? I like this book. So I feel like in the beauty community it's kind of like that. You may be somebody who loves Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, but none of your friends may be into it like that. You may have those friends who, like, let's say you're a woman, and let's say you have friends who wear casual makeup for work or whatever. They may just they may be like the types who they got a foundation 5 years ago, and that's the one that worked for them, and they never used anything else, and that foundation and concealer from the drugstore. And that's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like makeup is, as the community has grown and grown and grown, it's become more of a niche interest where, there's some people who cover certain brand releases on their channel. There's some people who cover other brand releases. Like, somebody may do every Fenty line. Someone may do every ColourPop launch. There's some people who are like, do BoxyCharm things. So I feel like within the beauty community offers pretty much, like, first, as I said, like, this mutual benefit through, I have a skill, and I have all these different techniques and skills that I know, and I can teach them to you, and you can learn those skills and benefit. So you're benefiting through learning, I'm benefiting through AdSense, and also through you using my codes and different things like that. And we both benefit, we both win. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing. Another thing, like I was saying, I feel is pretty much, I feel like with the beauty community, one of the things I really do enjoy is, even though, of course, some of these beauty gurus have like a lot of access to these estheticians, I think that's the name, skincare, all this other type of stuff. I think there's just something really beautiful about the fact that in the beauty community, people will come to you barefaced, and obviously, like, not wearing makeup is not like the biggest deal in the world, but I think that there's something beautiful about the fact that, like, people will come to you barefaced and they'll show you, like, how I conceal my, dark circles under my eyes, or my birthmarks, or different things, hyperpigmentation and things like that. Because I feel like with the beauty community, the thing I see that's very different about some of these other communities is I'm showing you how I conceal and my imperfections, and how I can turn them around and enhance my appearance, and that can give other people the confidence to purchase these products and feel good about themselves. Because I feel like that's the thing with the beauty community. Like, there's so many levels because I feel like it's not always, it's a lot of these people, like, they're showing themselves, themselves without these products on, and showing you how they do it. Because I feel like that's the thing. I feel like with a lot of stuff in society, if you want to learn how to do something, you better hope that you were born to parents who know how to do it, or you better hope that you got an uncle, a brother, or sister who knows how to do it. And I feel like a lot of that kind of comes off with makeup. Like, there's a lot of people I feel like before YouTube who are like, well, my mom never taught me how to do makeup, or something like that. But I feel like with YouTube, a lot of people are given that opportunity where they may have not had that big sister. They may have been somebody who was a boy in makeup, and they couldn't really express themselves in that way at home, or felt comfortable doing that, but now they have somebody else who's out there, whether it be like people have, like, men in makeup have other men in makeup who they can follow their tutorials and learn how to do things or whatever. There are women who can learn, who've never had a bigger sister, maybe they grew up without their mother for whatever reason, and they still feel like they have that female connection. It's kind of like that single dad who feels awkward taking his daughter to get a bra or get a tampon or a pad. I feel like YouTube is one of those places where people who have an interest in makeup can learn from somebody who they can identify with, and they both benefit. That person benefits from getting the code sales, the ad revenue, and the other person benefits because now they can go out to that prom, they can go out to that formal event, they can go out to work, they can even, let's say they have, like, some type of skin condition, or they just have acne scars or something that they're insecure about. Now they know how to cover that up. They may even know how to use skincare in a way that now their skin is getting better and they don't have to wear as much makeup, you know? Another beautiful thing I see in the beauty community is just, I feel like all the people of color and the dark-skinned people, as someone who is a black, I feel like I really do appreciate seeing these people out there giving tutorials, because I feel like one of the issues that I see with a lot of makeup products is, you know, horrible shade ranges, you know, setting powders that do not work for all skin tones, setting powders that make people's skin look ashy. Like, I feel like as a person of color, as a black person, learning how to do makeup without looking ashy, without looking frosty, without looking cast get ready can be a challenge. And I feel like one of the things that you see that's so beautiful is you see people like Nyma Tang who have deeper and dark complexions, people like Shanine from Too Much Mouth, even people like Jackie Aina and Andrea, Renee, Tay J, I think that's how you say her name. Like, you see people all throughout the spectrum of dark skin who are doing makeup tutorials, who are showing you how they make products work for them and how you can make products work for you. And I feel like the thing that's so beautiful is it's like, there's so many people who thought, you know, oh, never thought I could find a foundation. Oh, I never thought I could find a concealer, a highlighter that looks good on my skin tone. Like, a lot of people just have given up on makeup because they're just like, you know, there's nothing that works for me. And seeing these people online who are showing you it can work for you, you can do it. Like, I even remember Jackie Aina saying in a interview sometime, she said basically, you know, like, at MAC, and I'm paraphrasing, but I remember her saying something like, pretty much at MAC, when she was trying to keep up with the trends, she was trying to, you know, try different things out with makeup and, you know, experiment, explore. And a lot of times, you know, people would say, you know, oh, you can't do that, or we don't have that in a deeper and dark skin tone. And so I feel like the beautiful thing is with YouTube, not only are people finding a community of people who have a niche interest with them, they're not only getting a mutual benefit from them applying the makeup and the other person being able to make a living off of it, but also we're seeing these people of these different cultural backgrounds being able to beat their face and being able to go out without fear. Like, I feel like before Jackie Aina, and obviously before Destiny Godly, before Tay J, before Alissa Ashley and Arnell Armon, before all these black, and obviously there's so many people, before Kiki Adams, before all these people came up onto the YouTube platform and were really repping for dark skin, like before Nyma Tang, before these people were repping, a lot of people they could watch this is no shade to these people, they could watch a Jaclyn Hill tutorial, they could watch a Manny tutorial, they could watch a James tutorial, they could watch all these tutorials, but they can watch them for the techniques. Like, they can see how the person's applying, where they're applying the blush, like contour placement, bronzer placement. They can watch all those, they can see the shadows they use in the eyeshadow palette. But with a lot of these deeper and dark complected people coming onto the YouTube platform and really showing up and showing out for darker skin, I feel like with these people being present, a lot of people have really, and even some of these other brands like, you know, Mented, which does nude lips and they do lip products, especially nude lips for deeper and dark complexions. We see brands like Prime Beauty, who does bronzers for deeper and dark complexions. We're seeing these brands who are really showing up and showing out for dark skin, and I think it's so beautiful because these people who previously may have just, like, I've even been at, like, different drugstores and places and seen other people, and it's just kind of like, you know, we're just kind of looking at each other, looking at the darkest shade, like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do? Because the shade ranges are so iffy, the shade ranges are so questionable. So I feel like one of the things I really value about the beauty community is these deeper and dark complected people who are saying, and I'm using the word complected, I'm not sure if that's the right word, I've heard it used, but, you know, you never know. These deeper and dark skinned people who are showing how to do their makeup, who are showing how they do it, because so many people, like, will watch Nyma Tang and they'll say, now I can do it, and where before they may have just, you know, felt like, you know, I don't have a shade, or they may have just felt like they had to make it work. I feel like as more and more people of color and allies within the beauty community have been calling out these brands and calling these brands to task, and because of brands like Fenty doing what they needed to do, we see that people have options. Because I feel like that's the thing. People will say, oh, well, this brand carries this many foundations. So now we're saying, okay, this brand has this many foundations. People have choices. They have flexibility. They have different things they can bronze with. They have different things they can contour with. And I feel like drugstore options and high-end options. Like, even Jackie, she'll say that for her to consider a concealer to have a good range, she needs to have something that she can highlight with and something that she can contour with. Like, because if she doesn't have a contour, that means it's definitely not deep. So basically, like I said, I think that the mutual benefit that we see in the beauty community, the deeper and dark complexion people who are able to now have the options and have other people who can show them to do things, the people who now have a freedom and somebody to relate to, who they can express themselves and like kind of identify with. Like even Benny off of Insta Influencer, he was saying that as a boy in makeup, he found other people he could really relate to and resonate with, like, you know, James and like Bretman, who were doing it before he was doing it. Even people like Manny. Manny's been doing YouTube for a minute, and like people seeing Manny doing that, that's empowered a lot of people to feel like, okay, I can do makeup, I can go out, you know, I can feel pride and do this. And I feel like that's a lot of the beauty community. Even stores like Sephora's always been a company. Well, I can't say always because I don't know Sephora. I don't know their history. But Sephora, as far as what I've seen, has been a company that's been really open to hiring people and supporting LGBT plus people, queer folks, gender non-binary folks, trans folks, you know. And I feel like that's like, to say that the community, that's why I really hate what Shane said, because I feel like the beauty community, like some of the people you'll see, like I feel like if you go into a mall, if you go into Sephora, you'll see some of the most friendly, kind, welcoming people there. I mean, obviously with some of these places like MAC, they are known for more controversy and they're known for, you know, people feeling, you know, a little stuck up. But you go into a lot of these Ulta Sephoras, you'll see other people, like even if you go to like to watch some of these videos where, you know, Jacqueline, Jeffrey, some of these big influencers, they go to when they'll do a Morphe opening, or they'll do like they'll do something at a Sephora, or like they'll do something they'll do something at a Morphe opening. And even like some of these Ulta stores, they may do like a shopping spree at Ulta or Sephora. You'll see some of these people who, because of YouTube and because of their own interest in makeup, they've pursued a career in makeup, and you know, they may be starting a channel, they may be doing freelance stuff, they may be working in Sephora or Ulta. I feel like through people being themselves and being authentic on camera and being vulnerable, through, you know, showing their techniques, being open and honest, that's the thing I love the most about YouTube. Like, one of the things that I feel like is so different about the beauty community is, like I said, there isn't this level of networking and nepotism that's present. Tati, Jackie, whoever, Manny, they'll show you their tricks, they'll show you their tips and tricks. And even with people like Hrush, I think that's how you say your name, you'll see these people who are celebrity makeup artists who are coming onto YouTube, and without this paywall, they're showing you what to do. All you have to, like the AdSense, I feel like that's the why I really do like AdSense, and even just like the affiliate marketing and things like that. And there obviously can be people who push your code and shill, but at the same time, I feel like I really do see the benefit in the fact that I don't have to pay these people top dollar. I can support them through using their affiliate links and through buying their collaborations and supporting them in those ways, engaging with their content, being an active subscriber and getting that engagement. But I benefit from learning their tips and tricks, and they benefit from the engagement that I provide, and, you know, even the good publicity. You know, if I say, oh, I really like this product, or, oh, have you seen this YouTuber? I feel like there's a mutual benefit to it. And like I said, a lot of these, like, even as somebody who is in college, I remember going to high school and stuff, and people, you know, everyone would, you know, go and get their makeup done, you know, when they go to prom, even people when they'd go to their weddings and stuff. And there were some people who knew how to do makeup and stuff, but I feel like it's kind of like either you knew that cousin who had that cousin who was a makeup artist, or you went to the MAC counter, the Sephora counter. But so often now I see so many people doing their own makeup for these big events and stuff. And I feel like with YouTube, a lot of people are empowered to do things on their own. Even like with natural hair, through YouTube, there's so many people who are doing their own braids. They're doing their own twist. They may spend $100 or even more going to these people who had the skill set. But now we're seeing people who know how to do their face. They do their nails on their own. They do their hair on their own. Even with men's stuff, or stuff that's more geared towards men, where there be beard trimming, lineups and stuff. During quarantine, I learned how to do a fade. Before, I didn't know the first thing about doing a fade. You know, I just go to the barbershop. But now I know how to do. Am I a professional? No, but I know the fundamentals of doing a fade. I know the fundamentals, even how I've been able to grow my natural hair out. You know, I watch and go tutorials. I feel like people on YouTube are empowering people to understand and learn how to do certain skills, and then they're able to benefit because they're able to monetize their platform. They're also able to use things like Patreon and other things like OnlyFans, but OnlyFans, like, you know, like as a way to, you know, connect with their subscribers and stuff like that, because OnlyFans is not only for adult content. But yeah, Another side of the beauty community that I think is beautiful is, you know, these people who do dupes, people who do project panning, people who make sure that people who let you know that you can engage in the beauty community. You can even buy high-end products. You can buy what you want to buy, but you can also get your money's worth out of it. I feel like the beauty community is so wide and big and whatever you want to call it. The beauty community is an expansive community of a lot of people, and there's so much positivity in it, and that's why I feel like I personally do get offended when I see people like Shane Dawson on the beauty community and say bad things about the beauty community, because there's so many people and who have such heart in the community, who are bringing such positivity in and teaching people and giving people a space to express themselves and to have a community of people that they identify with. And it's so much bigger than the top few influencers, and I want y'all all to know that. But that's all I have to say on this. Thanks so much for listening to yet another episode of A Pop of Culture. And if you enjoyed what I said, if you identified with what I said, then definitely like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also make sure to hit that bell if you choose to subscribe, so you know each time that I upload new content. If, like I said, if you want to stay up to date with the show, definitely feel free to follow me on Instagram at A Pop of Culture Pod, Twitter at _Pop of Culture, TikTok at A Pop of Culture Sings. And before the end of every video, I like to pose a question to y'all, because I actually want to engage with y'all and see what y'all think. So my questions would be, what is something beautiful about the beauty community that you enjoy? And that's going to be my question. I'm going to leave my answer down below, and we can get a discussion started in the comment section. And yep, thanks for watching. If you are enjoying yourself, if you're having a good time, and why wouldn't you be having a good time, then feel free to look to your left. There is a playlist of all my video essay podcasts, so you can feel free to check those out, binge watch them, see what you like. In the center is a button to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed yet, and to the right is a playlist of all of my covers, so you can catch up on those, binge watch those. Yep, thanks so much for watching. And if you want to support this show, feel free to do so. I have my Cash App link below, and if you choose to give a donation and support the show, you will be featured in the credits of all of my YouTube videos. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Love y'all.